a little bit more about Boston being the intellectual center of the states. In that phrase, a little bit, we do talk about libraries. And I love libraries. It's kind of a thing of my heart. I know you can see my background and you probably vaguely see books and things like that. And that is very much a motif I want to go into. My dream job is to read books, be in a library, and like take notes on things and learn words because I love that. I find it enjoyable. And libraries, public libraries in America, this is something I would like to highlight on as something I'm grateful for America. We do not, or perhaps I'm an old soul. I'm just going to come out and tell you now. But perhaps we don't think about it, or we take these things for granted because we don't know any difference. But having a public library where you're able to get out knowledge and improve yourself if you wish is immensely, it's helpful, but it's more than just helpful. People can redefine who they are. People can become someone entirely different from where they started off originally, whatever it may be. The knowledge is there. And I find that to be one of the great things of America is that knowledge is there and people can improve if they wish to put in the work. It is a lot of work. Not going to deny that. But libraries are important because in this whole thing of how Bell came to invent the telephone, he found knowledge in the Boston Public Library, a book written by J. Bale, which further encouraged him to go down that road because in the book, Bale describes that it can be done. You can transmit vibrations through the air, kind of like your voice being transmitted through the air. And it's wonderful to see how knowledge is built on knowledge. And discoveries can be made by going to the past. I mean, it could be that if that book hadn't been discovered, we wouldn't have telephones, kind of like what we have today. So I find that to be fascinating. So I wanted to put that one out there. Roadblocks to success. Roadblocks. I mean, is it success if there isn't a roadblock? Seriously. So for the first roadblock that Bell faced was obviously in America. Him being a Scotsman and not being native born to America, he wasn't a citizen. He was an alien. And American law only allowed Americans to have a patent caveat, which is a notice of an invention in progress. So because he wasn't able to fortify his position in getting a patent in advance of while he was working on the telegraph, it divulged him into a different one to focus more on a machine that would help his pupils. So when roadblocks appear, perhaps they are not roadblocks. Perhaps they are just simply a turn in the road, a different direction, another avenue to find what or who you're truly meant to become. So knowledge in general, library, I love libraries, like I keep saying. The knowledge for the telephone the groundwork actually had already been done by others. Example, we have Rudolph Cohen, who worked on a machine called the manometric flame. And then we also had an MIT student, Charles Morey, who also improved certain mechanisms for the telephone to be able to be completed by Alexander. Again, I keep harping on knowledge, yet without these compounding things already in existence, how long would it have been? How could have Bell discovered it if he wasn't a man who read and became knowledgeable of certain topics? Would he have been able to get it done? We don't know. Yet his knowledge of those machines being in existence, of those other people who had improved things in the field, led him to be able to improve on their discoveries and make the telephone become a reality. Competition. We mentioned competition a little bit, earlier. Elisha Gray, of course. Yet, I would say all of us hate competition. Right now, I'm talking on a mic and I'm trying to make it in the technology world, YouTube world, podcast world, whatever it may be. And competition is fierce. I know, I'm a little crazy. Just a tad. But you need the competition to become something. We all hate competition, but at the end of the day, we wouldn't have any of the great things that we do have if it wasn't for competition and if it wasn't for us wanting to be number one or being better than someone or being anything but the last in place, I guess. Yet for Bell, Elisha Gray was a very good competitor because he worked himself to exhaustion, working with his students and also working at night on his project. Many of these people, many of these past legends who have accomplished great things, working just 18-hour days, 16-hour days, 20-hour days. I don't know about 20 hours, but 18-hour days is normal. It's just they work. Work ethic is the number one consistency I have found in these people I have read so far. So even if their intellect is not of a genius level, their capacity to work and their motivation and drive put them in positions to discover opportunities to make great things. Partnerships. What I found, again, studying a couple of these books right now, it's Bell. His partnership with Sanders and Gardner Hubbard greatly propelled him. I mean, partnerships are a necessity. If you want to make something a success and you want to make it reliable, dependable, all those things, partnership is the best way to go. For Bell, having a partner such as Hubbard helped him work out For Bell, having a partner like Hubbard helped him work out the little things in terms of like filing things for patents and making sure paperwork is in order. Again, we mentioned this in the episode when I, dictate kind of a synopsis of the book to you guys. Having the inside knowledge of what a system is like definitely helped Bell in making sure that he would come out ahead when he eventually faced a patent lawsuit. So, 2 better than 1. Someone having the strengths that you do not have or someone covering your weaknesses is instrumental to making things and facilitating success. Also, having Sanders, having capital to make a project come off the ground is something altogether because you need money to start inventions, especially inventions. How are you going to get the material and to test things and the read receivers? You got to go back and pay for things. I imagine being an inventor was a costly thing back in the day, especially in 1875, 76. Ruthless game of business. Yes. Well, business will be and always has been ruthless. For Bell, he faced this when he went to visit William Orton. And Orton was playing him against Elisha Gray. He was enjoying the position of being able to, pit 2 rivals together. And I think at the same time, Orton was using that ability to spy and to see what Bell had and things like that. And again, this is a theme that's clear, is just people will try to rip you off. They will definitely try to rip you off. And if you're not strong, you won't survive. You simply won't survive. But business will always be ruthless. And to win, sometimes You got to overcome your shyness, just like Bell overcame Bell overcame his shyness, and he accused Prescott and Orton of spying and of having no intention to deal with him fairly. His experience was a harrowing glimpse into the practices of 19th century capitalism. So, learn the hard way, but you learn we don't go easy in business.